My first weird question, will Musk be able to break things in DC? Part of his method is breaking things. Trump loves chaos also, and he loves driving big stakes into sacred cows. So those two will be aligned, but will he be able to get Congress to go along with breaking things? What about the lawfare part of it and the some of the deep state that their apple carts will be being turned over? How successful will he be at being able to break things?
That's a great question. One of the things, I'm trying to do the analysis as to what he could do. And, I did do this one piece showing that most of the problems are in the entitlements. Right. He has to break the entitlements. That's not an issue of finding misspent money.
Right.
Although I think some of the entitlements are misspent. So I can't see that he can find $2 trillion other than $2 trillion over a period of time across, because after all, the actual employment by the federal government hasn't changed a great deal over time. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. It's like 2 million people. That's it. That was as low as 1.6, as high as 2.3, but that's about it. So the bigger problem is regulation and the cost to industry of regulation. There he could break a lot of things. And that is a very difficult thing to break because most of it requires legislation. However, they have an incredible tool, and that is the Supreme Court judge reversion of Chevron. Mm-hmm. He can go into a agency, look at that agency, and say to that agency, "Sorry, that is no longer viable as a rule. You have to drop those rules," and that'll end up in a court case, or may end up in court, or it may end up in orders, or it may have to end up in legislation. Those are the areas that he has to break. He has to find a way to implement the reversal of Chevron without having to go to Congress.
Right.
There, he can make a huge difference, not to the actual budget deficit, but to the cost of doing business for the American business person, which could add several really meaningful decimal points to the GDP, if not a whole percentage of GDP. And that's the magic number. Sure. Remember, it's not only the expenditure, it's the revenue. It's, if we grew our GDP, I have the numbers and I'm going to do a piece on it. But if we grew our GDP instead of by 2% or 1.8% real growth, and we grew at 3%, we wouldn't have an interest. Our interest would become stable. Our growth would just, diminish the debt over time. So my argument is, if he's going to fix something, he's got to fix it through economic vibrancy. And the only way to do that is to reverse wherever Chevron has added these layers and layers and layers of litigious rules that have all kinds of litigation behind, legal process on top of them that require a huge amount of approvals and process. If you get rid of that, he may not save $2 trillion directly, but he will definitely add many trillions of dollars over a long period of time to our economy, and that's more important than saving a few dollars.
Okay, all right, okay, I like it. If you happen to be a big fan of the Cybertruck, you might also be interested in this super fun Cybertruck refrigerator magnet and bottle opener. It is made out of super thick stainless steel, just like the Cybertruck, and it has this giant magnet on the back, so it's going to hold a lot of stuff on your refrigerator. It's an amazing gift, and it comes in that great gift box that you saw before that uses a magnet opener, just almost like an Apple box, like when you get Apple products. You can buy it on Amazon for $29.95, or you can buy it direct from me by sending $25 to paypal.me/Randy Kirk, all in lowercase letters. Please indicate whether you want the stainless steel look, or maybe you'd like to have this very clever camo version. And then if you're not in the US, please add $20 for freight. If you'd like more than one, please check the information below to get pricing, as well as all that information I just told you will be repeated in the information below. So once again, think about joining the channel, getting the up-to-date Tesla news every single day. I think you'll be glad you did.